Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. My name's Brian. That's my brother Adam. Thank you everyone for joining us on the stream. Sorry it took us so long to get going. We were having technical issues. We basically lost Adam for a little while. For like a good 30 minutes I just lost him. And then I found him.
I'm right here.
How are you doing, Adam, now that I see you?
I'm doing okay now that I'm here.
That's good. Yeah, so for everyone that kept our stream open, thank you very much. We are still at the Impala. We've been here since, when did we come?
Since the beginning of last weekend. Yeah, we were here for the opening festivities, and we've been imping away.
Yeah, what were your highlights of this Impala this year?
Oh, there were so many to count. You know, right in the sometime during last weekend, one big highlight for me was when we got pulled into the arena, and there was a whole bunch of people there, and Joelle turned on her stream, and Retrograde was joining her on her stream, and he was just spawning like tons and tons of mobs. Yeah. So the biggest highlight was when he spawned an avatar Libela, and that thing in 2 shots within like maybe 20 seconds gave me 2 bad internal wounds, and it got me like freaked right out. It was a lot of fun though.
Thank you, Reganation, for that sub.
Hey, wow, 4 months in a row.
Yeah. How about? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. What happened? So we went and we tried to play that. What was that game called? Where they were selling whatever was inside of the different houses. The different houses.
Yeah,
the different rooms.
It was called Storage Wurm.
Storage Wars or Storage Wurm Edition.
Edition.
Did we end up winning any of them? I'm assuming we did not.
We did not. We tried. We went in thinking we're going to just bid and we're going to do our best to win one of those rooms. If you guys missed it, it was awesome. They had 10 rooms. You walk in, there's a fence so you can't like get into the little area, and there's just a smattering of items, piles of items. There's like a wardrobe or whatever, and there's mystery, like whatever's in there, you're bidding on that stuff, but you can't really see exactly what's in there. And the bidding just got out of hand like crazy. We were like, okay, we're gonna go all the way up to 22 silver on this one. Like we'll bid, and that's like after 3 bids, it's already past our top.
Yeah, and as Adam's talking, thank you Deathwind, thank you Jcast, and thank you for the follow.
Wow, thank you so much.
Hello.
Hey, Joelle.
Oh my God.
Who's You're a little early.
That's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm early?
A little early.
Oh,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys all in here.
We have a special guest that's coming up sometime, not now.
Do you want to hold on, Joelle, for about maybe 10 minutes or so? We'll bring you in, okay?
Yep.
That's okay. Yeah, Gaffer Boffin, thank you very much for the follow. Anyway, my special, and thank you, Zenemir.
Thank you so much.
My favorite part of the Impala was when I was imping all the stuff up on the 2nd level here. If I can, I should probably go back there where I started. And
sure.
Now I can't remember what I was imping. I feel like it was either a carpentry or fine carpentry item, and I had turned it rare.
Always love when that happens at an Impala.
And unfortunately, the person that I turned it rare for was not on. However, I'm pretty sure I see you in our chat.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure it was something for Exin. Ectin.
Enkin?
Oh man, we're so horrible at names.
I know. Sorry.
EKCIN. Are you there?
Exin.
In our chat.
Yeah.
I had
so if
turned
you're
your item rare.
Yeah. If you're wondering
And
who
now
turned that rare,
So if you picked up an item, you're like, why is it rare? I turned it rare. I can't remember what item it was. Why can't I remember what item it was?
it was like a whole week ago.
It was last week, last Saturday, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know what I'm really sad about is that I completely missed out on the Deal or No Deal events. You know, I wanted so badly just to even just watch it because like those events
that
are so
makes
much
sense.
fun.
It was a bridal. Yes, you're welcome. I remember that now. I had turned from the carpentry to the leatherworking.
Ah, that's right. You did tell me that. I remember that now.
Because I noticed
'Cause
that
then we had a
so
whole
many
discussion.
people were doing carpentry and nobody was doing leatherworking.
Yeah, I remember a discussion about what a bridal does.
That's right. We did have that
Trying to
discussion.
figure out what it was. Yeah.
I was
What
like,
does
it
a rare
help
bridal do?
steer things? You were telling me a couple things. You can see it
Yeah.
now, so that's good.
I'm pretty sure the only thing that a bridal does is allow you to lead the horse without a rope, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is a good thing if you. Yeah. So how about everyone? Everyone, how many of you guys came to the Impalong, and what were your favorite moments? We have Madness saying my favorite moment was imping Fab's weapon or wagon rare, and then imping someone
Awesome.
else's wagon rare.
Oh.
You just- are you able to just like go to Griffith's wagon and just start?
Right.
imping?
Here's the thing. Like, isn't it crazy how you go to an Impala? It's like those sorts of things happen, but then you go home and you imp all of your stuff. Not a single rare roll.
It does happen a lot. Maybe because we're always digging or something, so we get rare dirt.
I do have a sneaking suspicion that there are bonuses on this deed due to the. I'm not sure what it is, but like my casting was also through the roof too.
Oh wow!
You know,
I got
So-
2 rares. Riot House saying I got 2 rares and 1 Supreme made this Impalong. It was fun. I turned a Dredge Supreme. Nice. I want a Supreme Dredge. So, I think that it's that you can ride it without leading it first. That's the bridles.
right? Okay, is that right? Oh, okay. I know
But-
for sure you can lead it without activating a rope. I
Is that
haven't
the
actually
same
put a button on
benefit
it.
as if you were to charm, not charm,
Tame.
tame a pet?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Perry Halion is raiding with a party of 10. Thanks so much. And hello,
Ah,
everyone.
Thank you so much for that raid.
from
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for forcibly coming and watching us for a little while. This might be the perfect opportunity. I mean, okay, 2 announcements. One, we have to open up our beers. So,
Right.
perfect opportunity to open up our beers. Second
And what's 2?
opportunity to tell you guys exactly what we're going to be doing. Now that the
Okay.
Impalong has officially ended, we have a couple special guests joining us, and we have been invited to go to the new Havens Landing and take a look at all of that, what it's about. Last week, I think you talked about, you found out exactly what it is and talked a little bit about it, I'm guessing.
Well, how about we start by opening our beers and then we can get right into it.
All right, you go first.
What do you?
Because,
Okay, I go first. Okay. I was going through the beer store and I found this really interesting can that caught my eye. I don't know if you guys can read that there.
I can't. Electric Unicorn. Is that a unicorn?
Yeah,
Oh my
Electric
God.
Unicorn White IPA. I got to
Nice.
read the side here because this really like topped it off for me. It says Electric Unicorn is a hop-infused white ale, best enjoyed while riding a mystical mono-horned laser beast racing through the galaxy to the sonic backdrop of screaming metal guitars.
What?
Like, after reading that, I just had to get it.
Is
I
it
have
gonna
no
taste
idea what
at
it
all
is.
like that?
We will find out.
Here, take your first sip. What does it taste like?
Let's see here. So it's a white IPA, which it does look quite light in color, but that's pretty typical for an IPA. Let's see. Wow, very smooth. That is very nice. I must say.
Anything like the description?
Not even close.
Well,
I was expecting like a serious bite to it, but it's actually quite smooth.
that's good. Well, I'm thinking that it's almost Christmas, so in the Christmas spirit, I don't actually have a beer this week, and in fact, I have a vodka mud shake pina colada.
Yum.
It's quite possible that I'm drinking this because I have no beer in my fridge, or just because it's Christmas. Let's go with that. Almost, anyway. So, for the holiday season, I'm going to at least enjoy one of these.
Hey, Vergant. Pretend to know what's going on. How's it going? I'm guessing that you got pulled along with Perry Hellion, who has raided our channel, and we are going to continue the Wurm stream.
Yeah, so if you like
we start up
Wurm,
here.
and you came from another channel and enjoyed Wurm, I don't know. I feel like we have a treat for you guys because we have a couple special guests on our show. So if you guys are around, we have Retrograde and we have Joelle joining us.
Hi.
Hey, Joelle.
Hey.
I totally haven't
Hello.
been here before.
And hey, Retrograde. So everybody say hi to them. And they are on our show to hopefully show us around Haven's Landing, which is the new upcoming tutorial zone in Wurm that's going to,
Yes.
I'm assuming, replace the current one.
I thought we were here to talk about Griffith's surprise birthday party.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it is coming up. It is coming up.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to... Oh, this is all ruined. It's all awkward now.
Well, you know what? He's used to it because you know how his birthday is so close to Christmas. So it's
My
like
dad's birthday is 25th of December.
Oh, nice.
No.
He
We have to
hated
share
it.
it.
He got... Yeah, he'd get one present and be like, that's your birthday and your Christmas present.
That sounds like
You
my
know,
entire childhood.
That-
See, mine's pretty good. Mine's mid-April, so there's enough
Oh,
time
wow.
to sort of... You know, once you get April, May, June, I reckon that's the sweet spot.
Mine was back
I'd
in
say so.
October, and that's perfect because nobody gives gifts for Halloween. So I'm okay with being close to that date.
I bet you get a lot of chocolate though, like a lot of lollies.
It's just before Halloween, so at that point, I think people are still expecting to keep it for the kids. If it was after Halloween, I could see that. They want to get rid of it at that point. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how we got onto the
Okay.
topic of Adam's birthday, but
So here's what I was blown away when I heard this mentioned, and that is the update is coming really soon.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
We're looking at like T minus 12 hours.
12
yeah.
hours for the big update?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
when I
God.
say really soon, I knew that it was like by Christmas, but we're talking like today or
Well-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sort of found ourselves having to play it carefully because of time constraints, making sure that everything was ready. And then we're like, right, it's ready, it's going out. Oh wait, we didn't say anything anyway, did we? But no,
What exactly is the summary highlights of this update?
okay, so the big ones,
Mhm.
we'll go by the ones that have been shared first. So
Yeah.
you've got the new tutorial system,
Mhm.
the priest system,
Yes.
We have the tower chaining system,
Ooh.
the fishing system changes,
Oh.
and I think that's for the known ones.
That means that
Now,
there's unknown ones
there are unknown ones.
that will be revealed on our show, I'm assuming. No? Yes?
Well, you put it in a awkward
mean,
spot, you know. You're building up the hype for them now.
You
We're gonna be
have
like,
to now.
yeah, that's it. Just
And it's like
bring us
going
in
to be
and
out
put us
in
in a corner.
12 hours anyway.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to maintain the suspense for 12 more hours. Gone and ruined.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they will
But-
be. They, not it.
Oh my
They will
God.
be revealed on your
They?
show.
Oh my god. Well, let's hold on to that
Ooh.
suspense for a little while.
So exciting. We don't even know what this is.
No idea.
Yeah.
But fishing update. Oh my god. Adam,
So last week you missed out on a really awesome show.
I am very disappointed that I did, but yes, I did. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Because I got to go onto the test server and test out the new fishing system. I got to sneak that in as I was looking at the new tutorial system, and man, does it look awesome! I can't wait for it to come into the game.
Talking about the new tutorial system, what should we just go and experience it instead of talking about it?
Yeah.
I
Well-
think
Is that
we
what
should.
we should do? What do you think, Joel?
Now,
The
There
system
is-
itself isn't in yet. But
so one
What
thing
is
that's
what
different.
is in. Hmm?
Yeah, one thing that is different with this tutorial and something that we've sort of struggled with the past ones is how they've integrated. Oops, I just buggered a lot. How they've integrated with the existing world. Now they've all run via something called the mission ruler, which is a GM item that allows for us to set triggers and stuff in game. It's how Inky does his events and how I've done them as well.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about the
So-
thing that allows you to, like, when you click on something, it brings up a pop-up or something like that.
Some kind
Exactly,
of trigger.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we aren't going to be this new one isn't using that system. This is hard coded in the server. And this also allows us to modify it pretty easily without having to muck around with the mission ruler, which anyone that's tried using it will admit that it's a massive pain. 2,
Nice.
it allows us to include images in it. And 3, which is probably the most important one, can be completed anywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter if you start at the tutorial or if you're a years old player that wants to see what it's like and you're in the middle of Xanadu, it can all be done on the spot like that. So yeah,
That does
I'm
sound
just quickly
very interesting.
fixing what I broke before anyone
That
notices that I
means-
broke it.
That you would have to have been able to take the tutorial with you.
What do you mean?
what do you mean?
You can do the tutorial anywhere that you want.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. So that means the tutorial follows you, or you have the ability. Is it an item in the game, or is it
It's-
a system that, like an achievement
That's
system
a
or
unique
something?
question.
It is a system that follows you.
Hmm.
So it's not an item like a book or something that you carry around. It's a system that you can trigger via a command anywhere.
Like an achievement system sort of thing.
Not really. It's a very short-based one. If you actually update the test client, we can check it out before your stream ends. Because we've just updated it with the images as well. I think Adam went through it with no images, and it felt like a lot of text. The sort of it gets broken up by the images.
Yeah, but if you remember
images
last week,
fix
I spent a
everything.
good half hour downloading.
Yeah, true. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But yes, so I think it's not based off any achievements or triggers like that. It is just simply a short little thing that's triggered as you do the actions.
Now, from what I experienced with the tutorial, it was what I really liked about it was how it gets the player to do things, and the act of doing those things triggers the next, the next part of the tutorial. So it reminded me a lot of the old tutorial system where it asks you to like chop down a tree and make a kindling and then make a campfire, and it was basically doing the exact same thing as that one, except for it seems like you can do it on the live servers, like pretty much wherever you are, as opposed to within the obstacle course of the tutorial system.
Correct. Yeah, you can do it absolutely anywhere you go.
I'm assuming it's designed specifically just for new players, and does it have any benefits for old players to go through it?
Well, they'll be able to understand a little bit better about the system that the new players will be using, but there may be a reward for completing it.
And JCast asked about the Book of Wisdom. Is this going to replace the Book of Wisdom, or is the Book of Wisdom sort of going to be integrated in a way that sort of goes alongside of the tutorial system?
It replaces the Book of Wisdom. I think the Book of Wisdom will still be available because it's a handy little thing. But yeah, this is a very short tutorial that teaches you the basics: equipping versus activating, how to put gear on, how to use the crafting window, how to check your character, and various things like that. A little bit on terraforming, mining, and digging, digging, mining, and wood cutting, and yeah, just the real basics. And then it sort of sets you up for stage 2.
Does this tutorial, will it need to get altered when the whole UI system or update gets worked on and completed?
It will, for small examples about, how to activate something or how to equip something or how to use a right-click menu. But apart from that, not really. The same functions of leveling, terraforming, mining, wood cutting, they'll all be the same sort of thing.
Okay,
It'll likely just be the
pictures are
images
like
that change.
UI images. I guess all of them would change.
Yeah, that's basically it.
So, when are we going to get to see this place?
Well, if you have your seatbelts on tight.
I do. I always do.
All right. I've been making sure that Griffith does, watching his streams from the car.
Yep.
I assume he always does as well in the car.
Okay. If you close your eyes.
All right.
Are
Here
you
we
summoning
go.
him? Hold on. Are you summoning them to the token?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then they'll get the full experience.
That's exactly what I told them. So,
Ooh, this looks nice.
welcome
Wow.
to Haven's Landing.
Nice. So, by sending us to the token, this is
This
what
is where new
people-
players will spawn. They will not log into Golden Valley anymore. Golden Valley will have some legacy players on it, but new players will not spawn there. They will now spawn here.
Oh, that's an interesting choice. So you're keeping Golden Valley, and all those characters that are still over there are still over there? Is that right?
Yeah, like any legacy. I think there's one guy on Discord that's always playing on there and having a lot of fun with the challenge. But new players will come here.
All right.
And
Now, the
this
last
is
time we
designed
spoke,
to be, I don't know, just open.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just supposed to explore. I'm assuming.
the last time we spoke, you had mentioned something about there will also be an obstacle course sort of thing. Is that idea scrapped?
Well, we were originally going to be having an obstacle course, like basically a small little route to follow on Golden Valley to facilitate character creation and movement and all that, and then get them here. But we've overcome that by actually being able to, when a character is created on Independence, it sends the details to Golden Valley on the login server and all that. So we've bypassed that thing entirely. So the tutorial will spawn here as well, and we'll cover the basics of looking and walking around, and then it will start telling them to, I think, cut wood is the first thing. And if you see, there's the wood cutting zones directly to the west.
Yep.
Mining to the
Checking that area.
south.
Yeah, okay.
And digging to the east. If you noticed, we've even got human-sized statues of the
Yeah.
little statuettes.
Yeah.
I got those. Managed to
That's
nag
awesome.
Saruman to get him to make those for me.
That's awesome.
Are you guys doing
Those are
anything
quite
to
unique.
mitigate griefing
Um,
of the
So
deed itself?
area will be completely protected minus things that we don't want done, like that we want done. So digging won't be allowed on the deed except for the digging area. Wood cutting won't be allowed except for the wood cutting area, things like that. There's several new systems coming in server side to increase more tree spawn, to keep the digging area mostly flat, to replenish iron veins when they're mined out. So yeah, there will be a way to make sure that these resources will be here constantly. It's a large deed with a large perimeter, so you shouldn't have many new players riding off to, cause havoc without being aware of what's going on.
Yeah, one thing I noticed right away is the sheer number of trees. There's no way a newbie's gonna come in here and clear these all.
That's it. One person asked about what happens if we have so many new players that the area is wiped out really quickly. I
would
failed
love
to
that
see how that
problem.
was much of a problem. Yeah, I will happily stand there and make sure there's all these trees if it's all the new players coming in cutting them down.
Yeah.
I guess it would be
But
more
yeah,
like
with-
older players coming in.
Yeah, but then again, the trees will respawn very quickly, and if they want to do that, then I mean,
So that's good. Yeah, if
they're
they
going to
respawn
pass a
quickly.
lot of trees before they get there.
That's good. It's good. It's good that you're already thinking about those things.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Why aren't you wearing any clothes?
what? What? Oh yeah.
See,
I took off all my
this
clothes.
This is
I'm wearing a backpack. Not really backpack. A
Uh,
sack.
see
I think someone
whenever
had a bit.
whenever we go to like an event where there's a ton of people, he always does this. He likes to play the new player.
Oh, here I thought he just had too much moonshine, and the full Monty theme song came on or something. There's always one streaker at a big party.
If only we could take off our tunic.
There's something about meeting new players and sort of interacting with them without appearing like you're a complete veteran.
Oh, I still remember the days of other MMOs where you'd be hanging out in the early starting town, and you'd see like the really high end people, and you'd be like, "Wow, I want to do that."
Yeah.
This cave entrance is impressive.
I'm not done with the leveling the ceiling yet. Nora, can you go to bed?
Are you going to be able to drop stuff in this deed? On this deed?
It will be possible to drop stuff, yes.
Like I could come in here and turn all this sand into dirt.
You could.
I
I
think-
think. Well, that's
No.
actually a terraforming permission.
Yeah, so
Oh wow, you put some pretty nice iron in here.
I just turned some tiles into iron,
Let's see.
but there should be 25,000 in each, if I recall.
Or
Um,
are you talking about the
Yeah.
quality?
I'm talking about the quality.
Yeah, that was just
A veteran player's haven?
well, it is
Oh.
designed to be a little allowing for veteran players if they want somewhere to smith and craft and have new players come around.
That's
Okay.
true. And it's it's not like we're going to be leaving Xanadu to come all the way out here to do that.
Yeah.
So, if you're exploring the deed, just know that
Mhm.
it's not completely done yet. We still have a long night ahead of us getting everything in order.
You're
So-
telling me
Well,
that these
what-
forges shouldn't just be outdoors?
My part's done.
Oh,
No.
your part.
Just
You're just
Your part is not
giving the
done.
blame.
Your part is super not done.
no, we've
No,
we've
Retro
got,
lost power for an entire day and it put us behind.
Oh, there's the blame is
Huge
right
storm.
back on you.
oh, it's the truth though. Massive storms here, and
Oh
yeah,
no.
it's quite
So you can
bad.
go in all the buildings and stuff if you want.
There is a spot for everything. Farming, I'm assuming this is Are you going to be
Not
able
protected.
to harvest?
Yep,
Yes.
players can
Oh.
actively farm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything in place? Like I know we've asked this question, but I'm thinking in terms of the harvesting or the farming. I can imagine reefing to be an issue, in where, let's say, a newbie comes and plants a whole bunch of, they go out and they forage and they plant a whole bunch of things, and somebody can come and just, I don't know, mess around with
It's one of the downsides of living on the start deed. If they do
Right.
wish to have a little bit more security, they can easily move off deed and live in the perimeter, or just live off deed. This is more of a communal group area if they really want to be doing so. If it winds up being that it's a little bit too difficult, we can just disable the farming bit and have supplies in bins. But we think starting out it'll be at least a good attempt. Rather attempt and go, well, that didn't work. Let's rework it, rather than be like, well, that won't work to start with.
Right.
No, this looks like a good attempt. I'm assuming the deed is completely open. Anyone can come in here.
Anyone
Gotcha.
can come in. Anyone can work on it. All of the crafting areas will be outdoors to avoid house permissions. There'll be a cloth tailoring area. There will be a blacksmithing area, carpentry area, and yeah, I think some of those areas might, like, the deed's so big they might be out of local of each other, but yeah, it's designed to allow for existing players and veteran players to come here if they want to be there to talk with new players when they come in. One thing that's commonly been said about Golden Valley is there should be people that play there in order to greet new players as they come.
Yeah.
So we've just taken that to the next logical step, and instead of saying, look, we're going to send players to Golden Valley, we'll just bring the tutorial to a live server. It also means new players get to know the game and know the servers before they choose which server to go to. Because
how
before,
are
when
they
you're
going to
starting,
choose the server that they go to now?
there will be a portal here to go to any other server.
I see.
So
And
the portal area is up here.
can anybody use it?
That was my question. Yeah.
Not yet. That's
But-
something that has come up, but we have not decided on it yet.
Okay.
At the moment, it will be a new player only thing.
Like, you can use it once or something like that?
Yeah, probably. I'm not entirely sure on how it works. We'll have to check up with Buddha about that. But yeah.
Now, Gaffer's asking, is there a wall around the place? And I've sort of explored the ends, and it doesn't. There's areas where there aren't walls.
Not yet. There may be in the end.
Okay.
Will there be guards? Like Spirit Templars or something?
Yeah, there will be Spirit Templars and such, and it'll be the same as any other start deed in that aspect.
But I mean, I guess I guess the question came from, like, can players just come onto the deed? And I think it seems like you can, right? Like,
Yeah.
just it's quite
yeah,
open.
you can just show up and start working.
This place is huge. What am I looking at now?
It is a
here?
really big deed.
Yeah.
This is where the portal's going to be.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Huh.
Now, is there going to be something that directs a new player to this area in order to choose their server?
There'll probably be a sign or something that says they can. The
This
tutorial
is
system will
looking
also
great.
be going to Wurm Unlimited, so it's pretty generic in a lot of aspects.
That people can implement it onto their server or something?
Well, it'll just be as soon as a new character is created on the server, it'll
Okay.
come up.
Nice.
And that's kind of the beauty of it. They don't have to go straight to the portal and choose a server. They could choose to play here.
Right.
Which is, I'm hoping a lot of people do choose to play here. Let's say all of a sudden Wurm gets a big influx for some odd reason. Like some event happens and like 50 players begin at the same time, roughly.
Yeah.
And they all decide they're going to play here. Can this deed support that?
Yeah, I'd say it can comfortably support 50 players. If it's 50 players all wanting to smith at the same time, it might be a bit of a stretch. But there is, I think, upwards of 35 beds at the moment. There is, huge crafting areas, huge amounts of resources. And yeah, I think it could comfortably handle 50.
And then I'm hoping that... How long do you expect a player to stay here?
Really, it's open-ended. If a player chooses to live here, there's obviously certain limiting factors like permissions, protections, and stuff. It's a little bit harder to keep everything yours. But if they choose to do so, they're welcome to do so for as long as they want. If they choose to leave straight away, they can, and they can still do the tutorial elsewhere. Like, I know there's a lot of starter villages on, say, Xanadu. So what would be possible would be they'd start here, they'd see, oh, there's a starter village on Xanadu, I'm going to go there. So they go there, and they can still do the tutorial while in that village.
So that's good. I'm wondering, like, as veteran players, we know what the limitations are playing on someone else's deed. New players won't know that.
Well, there is the theft notice. When you drop an item that's, not on your deed, it'll tell you all about it, and you've got to accept that before continuing. So that is one thing, but we expect, as it goes on, we might have to fine tune it sometimes with okay, then, we've got to make sure that this notice is up and such.
Yeah, I'm assuming like carts are okay if you keep stuff in if you build a cart, let's say here, and do that. How about animals? I noticed a lot of
will be on.
I noticed a lot of horse like animal stables around. Are you planning on people using them?
Yeah. Again, it'll be the same thing. If it's tamed, it belongs to you. If it's not tamed, it's free game. So be careful. Same as living off deed with a horse anywhere.
But no way
Will
to.
Will players be able to put their tent down?
No, tents can't be placed on deed,
right,
or in a perimeter. So horses. New players won't really need horses to begin with, unless they're hitched to something. So a lot of it is also to allow existing players that want to come down and visit a place to put their horse, knowing it'll stay fed and fat and all that. And, obviously they'll be previously branded. If it becomes necessary, we could look at something for that. But in the meantime, in order to get there, they need 21 body strength. 21 body control. So they'd have to be premium and been playing for a little bit. I think it takes like a good 4 or 5 hours of grinding to get 21 body control.
Has it become easier with all the changes since I've done it? Like it has.
Archeology makes it a lot easier. I find that's really good body control gains, both in archaeology and restoration. So that's usually a good one. If a new player started, I'd say do archery until 40 and then archaeology, and you'll have it in no time. Like, that's if you're specifically setting out to grind solely, body control for that purpose. If you're just playing generally, carpentry's still a really good way to do it.
I did notice that archaeology gave really good body control in comparison to most other things, at least from like the 1 to 50.
It does because you get body control for archaeology and restoration itself, and then you get body control on stone chisel and trowel checks. So you get twice the amount of ticks.
I see.
And was it a
Like,
mistake for me to fight that spider without anything on?
I got you.
And I'm feeling like it's a mistake that I got off deed, and now I'm like trying to run around the place to get back in.
Yeah, the outer terraforming still needs to be done. We've actually, while building this, had an account floating up doing a time-lapse video of most of it. So we've actually got a really long time-lapse video of the building of Haven's Landing.
Oh, nice. Can't wait to see that. Is that going to be released to the public?
Yeah, that'll be, I'll be working on that and releasing it probably tonight.
Awesome.
Nice. And whoa. I guess the last question that I have anyway. You were mentioning some unreleased news.
Yes. So one thing we've been pretty clear about with the personal goal system is we fully intended to replace it at some point. It will be replaced in tonight's update.
With
nice.
A different system or a system with the same name?
With a different system.
Interesting.
That is called the Journal. And the Journal is a tiered progress goal system. So as you complete actions, you unlock tiers. If you complete half the achievements in that tier, you unlock the one above it. If you complete all the things in a tier, you get a special reward.
Ooh.
Wow, and you're calling it a journal system.
Yes.
Is it safe to say I'm going to get a journal?
It's not a physical item.
Damn it.
But yes, it is. It is the replacement.
Can I pretend that it is?
Absolutely.
All right. At least I have that. I'll just create a book.
Well, there is an archaeology journal.
Yeah. I'll just create an archaeology journal, put it in my room, and then right-click and rename it to something else. That
sounds awesome. So, like these tasks are sort of broken up into kind of categories. Is that how it works? Like, for example, carpentry sort of like.
Think of it more as in your skill level. So starting out will be, flatten a tile, build a one house.
Okay.
As you unlock that, you'll have other ones like, so the first one is imp an item to 15 quality. Then it'll be imp an item to 30, 50, 70, 90. As you go up, it's sort of reflecting upon your growth.
I see. I have a feeling I'm going to die right here. Oh.
So, Madnap is asking if you're a follower. Oh, sorry. If we won the game, can we win again?
It's not winning.
You can't win at Wurm? What games have we been playing?
Ooh, thank you for whoever saved me.
Yeah, it's not a personal goal system that you spam out the goals to win a tome or any reward like that. It's a system that sort of just you go as you grow. Only the first 5 stages are in. I think we have 10 planned. So we'll see how the first 5 go and then shape it after that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not designed to be spammed out and anything for rewards.
I see.
Completing the personal goal system has no effect on the journal system.
Now,
I do want to say.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, you ask, because I think you're about to ask the same thing.
Yeah. For those people who haven't finished their personal goals, is it now gone completely for them?
No. The time will be set to 1st of February 2019. So
Okay.
they'll have until then to complete them. So roughly a month. Bit over a
Okay.
month.
So I got a month to repair 5,000 walls.
Yes.
There we go.
I suggest lava tiles for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there'll be a month there, and so it's enough time for existing players to finish without the rush of alt trying to get rewards.
Okay.
This system isn't designed around spamming alts to get rewards and make any money off.
That's good to hear.
Which is-
I
yes.
always felt like the tome, like winning the game and getting the tome, that seemed like a little bit much in terms of flooding the economy with all these valuable items.
Yeah, it's dropped the value quite significantly, but it has also meant that they're actually more affordable. I've seen more people running around with them on, and people planning about what titles to get. I myself am looking for a Libram of the Night because I want the Witch Doctor title, and I think that is pretty cool. It has sort of opened it up a little bit more for the mass market than just everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry, only the elite willing to fork over, 200 silvers.
Right.
So I think that there is, obviously the price has dropped significantly, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, if that makes sense. It's a high value item like that means it's very gated behind the haves and have-nots, whereas it's a little bit better. Most people I've seen collecting them have actually been looking to trade for the charges they want. And I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. I do like the trading and the collectible sort of aspect of it.
Yeah.
But then there was to me, the issue was mostly people spamming alts and grinding them out for profit.
Exactly, and rolling alts until they got a set of goals that was easiest to complete. So that's why this one will have, everyone gets the same amount of goals. Currently, there aren't any there are ones that priests won't be able to do, like imping items and such.
Sure.
We are looking at adding in priest-specific alternatives. So, imp an item to 15 quality or enchant an item beyond 15 power, but not yet.
Okay.
That may be coming.
So what that tells me is that the system is expandable.
Yes.
Ah.
That's one thing you'll notice in pretty much every system we've brought out recently is there's always been future proofing, and it's been really good to work with.
That's awesome.
Nice. One question I have. You're making it really easy for, let's say, a player to port out of here. Are you going to make it easy for veterans to come visit this place?
Well, if it were decided that we did open up a portal, they would be able to come here. This will be a starter town, so if a player dies, they will be able to respawn here. We will be adding it to the highway system. We've purposely not added it yet, so it can't be found. I'm sure some people have been looking at the terrain, the distant terrain on your map, on your screens to work out where it is. But yeah, we've kept its location sort of semi-quiet for now. We do intend on having it linked to the highway, and maybe, I do want to allow it to make it easier to get to. I know I'll be spending a bit here. I've been wanting to work on my blacksmithing, so I may as well come here.
How's the, I guess you don't want to reveal the location yet, but would it be easy for a player to get here if they were traveling by boat?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. That's good enough for me.
As easy as traveling anywhere on Independence is.
Now you said a couple times now, and it's sort of like triggering bells in my head. It almost sounds like it's still up for debate whether or not people are going to be like you're going to add sort of a portal system that allows people to teleport to starter towns. Is that something that's in discussion?
It's something that players have asked about for a while. It's something that when we built this, we went, oh, hey, we could totally do that. And the response was, let's not worry about that for now. Let's get this system out. And that's where we're currently at it. It's not we're still debating it. It's possible that it could come in terms of functionality. In terms of whether we actually want it in, the discussion hasn't really been had.
I see.
So
it's still possible.
That's what it sounds like. Golden Valley Market, this building. Does that mean you're going to encourage players to come here and put their, marketplace up?
There's actually been a little bit of discussion about this with Joel and I today, even about whether we'd allow player markets on it or not. I like the idea, but I feel that with a limited market space, you might have you've only got certain people that can actually have merchants down. In the meantime, we will be having trade. This will be where the traders are, but I think a few merchant stalls, like Joel really wants them. I think they might be a bit much, but we can always allow them and see how they go.
I mean, should it be a different deed next to this one or something like that?
Well, that's it. Most markets have been player built. I think Freedom Market was even player built before it became a start deed. And yeah, we could always, there's plenty of space, like the perimeter.
Yeah, it definitely benefits the new player if done right.
I do agree with the idea that markets should be player sort of driven, player maintained and player built. I'm on that side of the fence personally, but
it'll last for
no matter what, they benefit.
In the end, the winner is the player.
That is right, which means we're all winners.
We've named some of the buildings a little bit special. We haven't named all of them yet, I don't think. But
I have noticed that.
The church we've called Rockcliffe Chapel. Obviously in mirror of Rockcliffe Cathedral, which was Titch's one. Golden Valley, referencing Golden Valley of all places. Over in the northwest, the manor is called Samling Manor, which was the first spawn point on Freedom.
Okay.
And Gateways Inn, referencing the Golden Valley start deed. So we've had quite a few.
Yeah, it's been fun thinking of memorable places in Wurm.
Yeah, just little things to reference that we can slip in.
That's good, and I do see a lot of retrograde sheds around as well.
Yeah. Well, that's a subtle little reference to me.
You should.
So Madnath has
you should keep at least
here.
one of those around.
Madnath has a question here. With the removal of personal goals, and that's going to sort of reduce the influx of tomes into the game. What's going to happen now? Is there going to be a replacement for tomes, or some kind of method for tomes to come into the game other than just uniques, or is it just we're scaling back on tomes entering in the game?
At the moment, it's just scaling back on them entering the game. There's enough in the game to be there for a long time.
Okay. And one more question. What's with these massive towers?
They were built for recording purposes. They'll be destroyed.
Oh, okay.
I just built to have a character standing at the top to...
I see, for the time lapse.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I thought they were just going to be giant towers.
Nope. I wouldn't allow that. They're pretty ugly.
Ooh, a rare raspberry bunny express.
Wonder who that one belongs to.
That must be yours, Joy.
It's just for building purposes. It'll sadly
Yeah.
get destroyed when we're all done.
And I've noticed raspberry seems to be a popular wood color.
It's a really pretty wood color.
Mm.
So one thing that I know, like if we think back at what we all did when we first started playing Wurm, let's say we were brand new players and we would come into the game and we would, let's say this was already in the game when we first started, and we'd probably play around with the tutorial system. We would mine and chop wood and dig and all that stuff. And then you would want to build your own house. Like, players will naturally get to that point pretty quickly.
And it's part of the journal as well.
Okay, so the first thing they're going to want to do, and the first thing that I probably would have done, is picked a direction, walked until it allowed me to build.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen, because I haven't actually explored around here, and you said there's quite a large perimeters. Perimeter doesn't stop you from building. Does it stop you from building?
It does
now?
currently.
It does, okay. So you'd have to go pretty far, I'm assuming, to get to that point.
Well, we are looking at whether or not we can allow building within perimeter as a permission. So the deed would have to set the permission specifically to, people can build in the perimeter. If that's possible, we'll allow building in the perimeter so new players, it can't be deeded, but it can still be built on, which is, an ideal resolution there. Because that would allow, that land to always be free. It would have a slightly higher decay and would still provide some protection. Otherwise, if that's not possible, we'll probably shrink the perimeter down and have it so new players still have to walk off deed like everything before.
Like, how big is it right now?
Currently? Let me just double check. I've got it here. It is 102 by 101 and has a perimeter of 55.
Wow.
So it's incredibly big.
So that's like 200 by 200-ish area.
It might benefit this area, I would say, to have let's say there was an influx of players, and then I'm sure a bunch of them would want to build a deed close to this place if it was beneficial, get the benefits of this tutorial area, but still have your own deed.
Yeah, well, that's where, we want to encourage that, but we also don't want, I'm pretty sure everyone that started in the old days remembers places like Samling were incredibly crowded. And, while they were incredibly crowded with deeds, there wasn't actually much going on there because, players are on at all different times. So you'd have to walk very far till you could actually do anything because it was all other people's perimeters and deeds. If we can allow building on the perimeter, that would mean an undeedable land in which anything can be done, which
I
provides
think is great.
Yeah, which would be absolutely great. And even if the deed has to be 50, 60 tiles away, that's still really close to the tutorial area. They're not going to be, hundreds of meters away. Sorry, hundreds of tiles away and got to walk massive quadrants. They'd still be, a 2-minute walk at that.
I like the idea of the deed in the middle, and then a perimeter of new players kind of doing their thing, and then a bigger kingdom surrounding it of players kind of doing their thing.
Yeah, a lot of it came from the discussion of the old days of New Haven and Golden Valley back when it was free roaming. And so New Haven had a lot of new player shacks around, and it was a very busy place that a lot of new players were at, obviously. No, sorry, Newtown, not New Haven. And then with Golden Valley, when that became premium only, so you had to go premium to get off, it meant that there were a lot of people building, and it was quite populated. Except the problem that one faced was nobody wanted to leave their hard-earned work. So, you wound up with this place that was just a little bit too enticing, So we've kind of looked at what we can do to counter both of those. And the first of that will be having that large perimeter that new players can live on.
I mean, I remember
After
when we
that, we
first
can look at
started on
cities.
Deliverance, and from what I remember, it was popular, but it wasn't that popular of a server when we ended up going there. And I think we specifically chose it because it had the lowest population at the time. We did not realize how small it was. But after we joined, must have been can't remember how many months after, it got really popular, and there was just no way to get kind of any deed anywhere.
Yeah,
on the
I
water.
recall before Xanadu, there was a lot of complaints about how little land there was and what were we going to do about
Now,
it.
I
Not-
never really
not sure if
complained. I
many
actually liked that kind of gameplay. The fact that land was so scarce. Not land, but
Deedable
I guess.
land.
deedable land by the water, I guess, was kind of scarce, but you could still get it. Deeds were falling. I loved Deliverance for how small it was, how you could run to the other side in like an actual amount of time that you could count on your fingers. And I don't know, I feel like this has the potential to bring that feeling back.
That's the goal of it. We want to bring that feeling of sort of like a central centered area, but also a place that a lot of players can sort of focus around.
Well,
If that makes sense. I may have said the same thing twice then, I just realized.
yeah, that's okay. I just wanted to bring up something that has nothing to do with our conversation. I have these that I've been toying around with. And for
What are
people that don't
these?
know what they are my new virtual reality controllers.
Ooh.
Okay. So, in saying that, I've been playing around with virtual reality and learning all the, like, just experiencing it for the first time. My history in virtual reality was like when I was a little kid. I went to a place called Canada's Wonderland in Canada, and they had a booth for virtual reality. I can't remember how old I was.
Well, this
8
was
or
like a long
9.
time ago.
Yeah, this is decades ago. and I fell in love with it. I thought everybody was saying it was going to be the new big thing. Virtual reality went away. All of a sudden, it wasn't the new big thing. Now it kind of is again. Decades later, I went into it. I experienced it. I love it. I want to play Wurm in it. I think the answer when I brought this up a few weeks ago was that
Maybe.
it wasn't more than just running through it that one video.
There's a lot
Yeah.
that would be needed.
But I just wanted to bring up, I am in the boat of, please, for God's sake, look at it again. Somebody. And I'm hoping some other people will get on board with that as well. If you want VR, let them know, please. It would be just amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like when Buddha got his Vive headset, he started trying out Wurm in VR and was just like, "This is amazing." He was the one that recorded that little GIF that was hidden. And yeah, while it's not actively being worked on, it's a pipe dream. You know,
Yeah.
sort of not a pipe dream as in a bad dream, but something down the line that would be really cool to come. It's just
And he did.
there's
mention,
lots more that could come before.
He did mention that he wanted to buy a Vive Pro. You know, that could reinvigorate some feelings of.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm at that point. I'm like learning all the cool ins and outs of the system, experiencing different and new ways of gameplay through this thing. Good VR, bad VR, VR that's makes me like dizzy and sick and nauseous, to VR that's making me feel like a kid again.
Is there some VR that's making you sick and nauseous?
Oh, like 100%.
Okay.
and ones that you wouldn't think of. Like there's ones that you would, like going on a roller coaster in VR or something that's bad will kind of make me nauseous. And I knew that was probably going to be the case because I sort of getting nauseous when I go backwards on a roller coaster. But then weird things like look up Lucky's Tale. I get completely and utterly nauseous playing that game, and it doesn't look like a game that you would be getting nauseous playing. I can't play that game more than one level at a time.
4K support. What about 4K support? Is that something that's also being looked into, or
That's a UI thing. You know, when the UI was originally done, 4K wasn't a thing. So yeah.
What I did
that person has already been told many times that it's coming. They're just being patient.
Yeah, I
they
did
refuse to be patient.
Yeah, I put Wurm in like I played it in big screen, which is just an application that displays your screen in like a really big size, and a few others, and it was a really cool experience doing that. And I'd probably have it on right now if I wasn't streaming. But I did notice that the UI in VR, even in that kind of instance, was not the best.
Ideal.
I actually wanted it to be for like, I wish that my screen went to 4K and I could display that, because then at least the UI elements would be smaller and I can make the game bigger, and then the UI could be like really tiny and I can place it kind of in a different, like you want it to be in a different spot when you're in VR than if you were just looking at a screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I
don't
have
know.
a feeling there's an invisible Joel here pushing some forges around.
Oh, am I really invisible? Oops.
Because I don't
That's
see
okay.
you. Oh, now you're an Easter bunny.
Yep. After this update, we'll be banning anyone that talks about future content. Asking for future content will result in a permanent ban, according to our product manager.
I see.
So, yeah, this stream is over.
Yep. That pretty much makes it so we have nothing to talk about on this stream.
I think we've talked about everything that we needed to.
But yeah, there's a lot in this, and it's built around making Wurm a lot more accessible to new players. You know, I'm sure there's things that some people are looking at there going, but this doesn't make sense, or you know, what about that? The fact is there's so much that you need to learn in Wurm that you are never going to learn it all in any one spot. This is aimed at being the best starting zone, and then after that there is the journal system will take it from there and encourage players to explore and get outside the deed as well.
That's cool. Does the tutorial like completely encourage players like get out of here, leave the deed?
Hey, Ren.
The tutorial itself is really short. It's more, here's how to actually do things. The journal system is the one that's get out and get going. That's, when the players that sort of need that kick in the pants of, here's what you can do, here's what you should be doing. That's who it'll appeal to. That'll be the ones that get that, and they're sitting there going, okay, so what can I do in this game? Okay, metal tools, build a ship, build a house. They start doing that. It provides a better sense of goals to work towards.
Nice. And is there anything else before tomorrow? Now, at this point, for people that might not have been here at the beginning, the big update's coming tomorrow. I'm assuming now 12 or 11 or 12 hours away. Is there anything else that you want to reveal about it before that happens? Or was that the big reveal?
The journal update is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
That is a huge one. Because I'd say that it goes part and parcel with the new tutorial system. It almost sounds like it leads them right off the tutorial into your life into Wurm. And it almost sounds like what a personal goal system should be. More of a...
As a veteran player, how would I start the tutorial system if I wanted to try? Or would I have to start a new character?
As a veteran player, I think you'll be able to type /tutorial to bring it up.
Ah, nice.
It can be brought up anytime, anywhere. Yeah, one big revealing is Christmas is coming. So after this and the unforeseen, unplanned, totally unexpected, totally normal routine restarts with no warning, we'll probably be going on a bit of a break.
Speaking of Christmas, I've been dying to give you guys your Christmas gift.
No.
So I will start. Where's Griffith?
I've sort of been wandering around.
No idea. He's just
I'm like
he's just disappeared somewhere. Where is he?
I'm like way out on the edge of the deed.
Okay, I think I will just make you come here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there he
There
is.
you are. Hello. Alright, I am trading you something right now. Griffith. Oh my gosh, I am spying through my spyglass instead. Oh my gosh, that's something I haven't gotten used to on this wand, is the spy function is like right there. So I spy all the time. Let me make sure.
Oh, the wand has a spy function?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting.
Hold on, I need... Alright, there we go. So this one's yours.
Ooh.
And this is yours. It's supposed to be named, but it's bugged, so we'll have to get together once the bug is fixed, and I'll rename it.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
So wait to read it until Farron gets his. Where is he?
I'm right here.
Well, shoot.
This is amazing.
Oh, there you are.
Thank
Alright.
you so much.
You're welcome. It's supposed to be named Magic Lamp, but that
What do you
What?
guys think it's gonna be? Wow.
there you go. All right, and whenever you want to, you can
Wow.
read the note.
Thank you. Let's see. I'm just gonna do what I always do. A brass lamp with a wick. This is a supreme example of the item. With fine details and slick design, it could be improved with a lump. I guess I could always try to improve it with a lump.
Read the inscription. Read the inscription.
I'm going to examine it first. A flat piece of papyrus made from pressed reed fiber. It's a supreme example with fine details and slick design. It has a message on it. It has a message on it.
Read
It
the
appears-
message. Read
oh,
the
okay.
message.
Fine. I'll read the message. Wait, why? Oh, I can spy on the message. Can I do that? Nope. I just spy through the spyglass because I have my spyglass. Okay. Read
The
inscription.
suspense.
Oh, I cannot see that. Okay, maybe, can I make it bigger? No. No. No, that doesn't help.
You can highlight it. Might help.
Yeah, you can read it.
All right. Dear Feyran, do you have the same message?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Thank you for being a member of Ven this year. For Christmas, we're giving you a magic lamp with 3 wishes that can be used any way you want on your stream. You can ask for sneak peeks, item giveaways, guest appearances, or even make Retro do silly things. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
So
have to
between
now.
the 2 of you have 6.
Wow. These are very powerful items.
I am not doing 6 shoeies.
In a row? No? Oh, I wasn't thinking that. Oh. Use all 3 wishes on making Retro jump off cliffs to his death, and then we'll film it. We'll make a slow-mo version of each one. Ooh.
We have some thinking to do. We got to figure out how to best use these wishes.
Yeah, you can use them whenever you want. Don't feel rushed at all.
That's,
Awesome.
That's
Thank you
gonna
so
be
much.
crazy. Yeah, we're gonna
They
have to think
do
about
expire next week.
Hush. Don't.
Oh wow, yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What are we gonna do? And then what is this? I'm gonna have to look at this lamp a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to light mine right now.
Yeah, the problem is apparently when you cross servers with a named item that can be lit, it loses its name.
Oh.
So I was crossing servers with all of these lamps in my inventory, and they all lost their name. So once that bug gets fixed, we'll rename it to Magic Lamp for you.
Awesome.
Okay. Awesome.
And that'll be one of the wishes.
No, it won't. Come
But then
on.
they'll add another wish after. They don't expire until next update. Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah, I
Declan,
don't
thank
know.
you so much for gifting that sub.
Yeah, to Buddha.
Yeah, I'm just, little bit of
cool.
a scrub, wasn't even subscribed. I mean,
Are there like the Aladdin type of wishes that we're not allowed to wish for, like unlimited wishes? And...
yeah, there's a little bit of an approval process here.
Oh. Well,
I'm not a very good singer, but I will sing Prince Ali if you really want.
I might take you up on that. Don't tempt me on that.
There was a building.
You'll wish for it and then wish to forget it.
Oh. Or record it and then play it every intro.
Oh
Have
my
it the subscriber notice.
Oh man. Yeah, what were you gonna say, Adam?
No, that I don't even think I finished that thought.
I think he's thinking about wishing for more sensual horoscopes.
Those were, you know what? I would probably. I was trying to think of the word to describe those.
The word you
sensual
used was
horoscopes.
creepy.
Creepy is the word I think I'm gonna stick with.
Well, that was the aim. I don't think they were too intended to be sensual.
They
I got
definitely
told to
set the
drop-
tone.
I got told to drop the ominous laugh, though.
Oh, there was an ominous laugh.
Yeah,
to go along
wasn't
with
as
it.
sexy as I thought it was.
Man.
Well, I am looking forward to this update for sure.
I would hope so. It's a huge one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what are you looking forward to the most, Adam?
You know, the most I'd have to say is the fishing, because it's something that I'm really excited to sort of sink my teeth into. And I was listening to Drongo's stream, and Sindusk was his guest, and he was sort of hinting at the idea that there's more depth to it, because Drongo experimented with the fishing system on his previous stream, but obviously he can't get to everything that is in that system. He sort of just scratched the surface. I'm really interested to see the depth that this system goes, and yeah, that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussion and research done, because basically, like I believe Titch was inspired by playing like Bass Hunter or something, because there's a lot of that in it. Like different fish are attracted to different flies at different times of day with different baits. So there's a lot of learning how to best catch the fish you're after. So that's going to be, a lot of discussion. We're not going to tell players that. They've got the baits, they've got the types of water. That's enough to work together and work out what you're catching at what times.
I have a question regarding this.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, to catalog all that, someone's just gonna have to do the work. And
yeah, just look at this.
Like,
the way that we
write
had
it
to
down.
catalog the cooking system is kind of insane. So I can only imagine it's probably something like this.
Well, I see players saying I was fishing in this type of water and got this, include stuff such as time of day and what you were using, and sort of like working out what bites best at what times.
Now, is there going to be more incentive, or is there going to be incentive to catch particular fish? Like, is there going to be a reason to want to catch like a bass or specific?
There are achievements for catching them.
Okay.
At this point, that's it, but more may come down the line.
Oh, okay.
So obviously, there was more that Titch wanted to realize. We were all a bit surprised by her passing, because we were told she had like 3 to 4 months more. She actually had this project and another project planned. So yeah, it all kind of took us all a bit by surprise. So we've put out what is complete. We may look at it later down the line and be like, okay, this is what she wanted in it, so let's see about making that happen. I know the other project she was working on is something that Buddha is very keen on seeing come, so that may come. But yeah, so at the moment, there's a few things that people will be like, oh, what's the point of this, or why isn't there more depth? And ultimately, it's because this was as complete as it was when Titch passed.
And I'm sure that this was answered at some point. Does this introduce like a ton of new fish that you can catch?
There are new fish,
okay.
and there are new fish. Some are caught via fishing nets only. Some are cave fishing only. So we've added things like that.
Yeah. Will this impact the cooking system in any way?
It will impact it in the sense that new fish will add new types of meat. We haven't added any new recipes as of yet.
I'm guessing
I believe it was... Yeah, it's possible because of the way the fishing system was created. I believe Titch did want new fishing recipes in, but, they're obviously the end part that wasn't realized.
Okay. Yeah, because I can definitely... how hard is it to make, like, new recipes in this cooking system that was created?
I've actually made quite a few for... the hot cross buns that were done not last Easter, the one before, that was actually done by me.
Nice.
And I know nothing about coding. So that'll probably show you how easy it is. I literally got a copy of one recipe, worked out the formula, and then added it in. It's pretty easy. And we may even look at some point adding a whole new bunch to explore and find.
Yeah, because I wonder if you just like say, if somebody makes a post and says, "Here's all the new fish, guys."
It took
What
me
can
like
you
a
think
couple
of?
of hours of trying hard I just, kept delaying it. So, ignore that comment of it taking me a week. Plus, anyone who knows anything about coding at all would understand it a lot quickly. It's just a little JSON file.
Well, it's just like you say, here are the fish, and then people will just think of just the ideas of what kind of things you can cook with these kinds of fish, and what in-game worm items could potentially be used to kind of cook it. And then if you just make, if we get that, huh?
There are some new in-game worm items, but we're not sharing those. They'll have to be found.
Ooh.
Wait, did you say new
Mysterious.
in-game worm item?
Or in-game items.
In-game items? Okay. Interesting.
Craftable?
Yes.
Ooh. That's gonna be that's exciting and mysterious all at the same time.
Now there is something completely unrelated to fishing that I have to express my dislike for, and that is I heard that there was that whole announcement that Libela was coming to Freedom, super excited, and then there was some I can't remember where I heard this from, but something about how Libela is going to not be able to cast Strongwall on Freedom.
Yes, that's because Libela doesn't actually have Strongwall as a spell. Back in the day, HOTS had to rely on Shaker Orbs and support beams in order to reinforce and collapse.
Okay.
And it was severely unbalanced. So there was an update in which Libela was hard-coded to have Disintegrate and Strongwall. Right, and that was done to address about imbalance with Magrenon White Light having access to it, and HOTS didn't. So that was a hard-coded thing that's not actually part of her spell list, which is why when she's coming to Freedom, it's not she's getting her proper spell list. It's just she's not getting the hard-coded Strongwall. We feel that there already are a few priests existing on Freedom that have Strongwall, so we feel Strongwall's already equally shared amongst it. And given now that HOTS can have player gods, because back in the day when this change was made, HOTS could not have any other priest other than Libela, which meant that they were severely limited in how they could protect themselves and assault things.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, there was a rather unfortunate event that makes the community manager and me cry a little bit. But yeah, that's where that came from, and that's why Libela has it on PvP, to balance her against Magrenon.
That makes perfect
Freedom.
sense.
Yeah, on Freedom there's more. So it's not just, okay, she's coming to Freedom, but when we're going to take away this spell, that spell, and just gimp her a bit. It's literally, it was hard-coded for PvP, and yeah, the hard-coding just won't be there.
And what are the things that you're planning to do to counteract all the tears coming out of all the priests' eyes when they hear that the Strongwall is not going to...
Well, first of all, be a little bit surprised that Strongwall matters so much to so many players.
It does.
Yeah.
I'd say that for me, with my Najo, that's probably the number one. The number one spell.
Yeah, Najo is definitely a good utility priest with Genesis, Strongwall, the ability to mine, and that. It's definitely a solid contender for that. Libela, I think, is more of a flavor priest to have on Freedom. She will have a few more spells, but again, if you're looking for straight up utility, Najo will still be probably the top one, simply because he has the Genesis and the Strongwall and the easy favor. There is obviously the faith transfers as well, so there will be some bit there, but I don't know, if strong walling is very important, maybe Libela's not the right one to go straight away.
Yeah,
I intend on becoming a Libela follower because I want to build a Libela Colossus. I'm not allowed to build one on deed, so it'll probably be in the middle of wilderness in pristine. But I want to be able to
Why
say that
not?
I've built one. I just want to be able to say that I've built one. So
Right, we
Yeah.
might have to do the same thing with our main, like go Libella follower, just so that we can build a Libella Colossus.
yeah,
But I think I might have to just forego the Libella priest thing, specifically. Like, I mean, I have plans for a boat mine, and there's no way I'm getting through that without a strongwaller.
yeah. So just sticking with the priest you've got already is, probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah. Not complaining. I mean, I love my Najo and the utility that they give. So yeah.
Libel is exciting. She's purple, which is like the best color in the world.
Yeah,
She's not
that's
been
true.
allowed on Freedom before. She's got a whole lot edgier lore than just, sat around on a map and then a god went, yeah, okay, you can become a god like me. There's a lot more depth to Libella and it feels cooler. I do understand that. It just,
People love new things.
exactly.
Hey, Nicholson Nolan. What server is this? This is Independence. And we are checking out the new player spawn. That after tomorrow, all new players are going to spawn right here on this deed.
Wow. How much time do we have until that happens?
We're getting there.
Not enough time. Every time I look at the clock, I start to get stressed. So
All right. I think we're gonna let you two continue working on this. Thank you so much for joining us on our stream and announcing all this cool stuff for the big update that's happening tomorrow.
Thank you.
And thanks for our gifts. Those
Yeah,
were
thank you so much.
incredibly, surprisingly nice, and I can't wait to think of all the cool things we can make Retro do in the future.
Well, thank you for being a part of Ven and continuing to stream Wurm. I think you guys have been streaming longer than I've been playing.
It's been quite a long time.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go ahead and summon you guys back to Blackmore, right?
Sounds good.
Yep.
I was going to do that, but you can.
Let me flex my GM muscles.
I was just going to whiz kill them and then have them respawn back there. So
Yeah,
they're probably a little bit more thankful that you're helping.
We are. Yeah.
So Madnath is asking, so with the Lib priests coming to Freedom, was that factored into the current priest rework, or is that subject to tweaking once it lands along the other stuff?
No, it wasn't factored in. Basically, minus spawning lots of mycelium and zombies, Libela's, most of her spells already exist on Freedom in a sense through all the other player gods. So it was really only, a lore thing, which is cool. But when you're holding back interesting content because of lore, you kind of, it's not a strong enough argument to say, no, we don't want this in. The fact is, Libela's cool, and there's a lot of people that play on Freedom that have been a part of HOTS or have been, Blacklighters for a long time and would like to rep their god, which I can completely understand. So, yeah, it's basically letting the retired PvPers show off their allegiance.
And what's the chances that mycelium will come to Freedom?
I don't think any at this point.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think one of the most depressing things about playing on Affliction was just the constant mycelium. You don't even get the tiles changed for much. It's just mycelium.
But when you're a Libella follower or you're a Blacklighter, mycelium is like huge.
It's quite beneficial, and you can heal and keeps your food bar full. But funny thing, as of the cooking update,
right,
it meant that your CCFP drained, but not your food, so you couldn't eat to keep filling back up, which was a little bit awkward. Turned out to be a bit of a nerf, but
right.
Yeah, the healing bit is fun. I must admit that I've done that quite a lot back in my days when I was traveling with like a 70 quality unenchanted sword.
So was that ever addressed, like the full food bar issue for
I think
Black
some
Market
things
House?
were. I don't fully recall how it was done for CCFP.
Hmm. Yeah, because I can see that being an issue.
Right. Well, thank you guys so much for visiting.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for having us, and I'm sure I speak for everyone on this stream watching. We are so looking forward to tomorrow and seeing what ends up in the game.
And we are very grateful for all the work that you guys put into this game.
Oh,
You
thank you.
know,
Thank you very much.
It makes a huge world of difference to us.
I will just throw some, what's the word, credit where it's due. This deed was planned entirely by Joelle.
Oh,
So she sat down and
wow.
yeah, I'm just the hired muscle to make it come to life.
well, very good,
But-
Joel. Because like I think it's gonna do amazing for all the new players coming in. Like it'll give them a place that just makes sense.
I really hope so.
I'm definitely going to start a new character at some point and just play through it invisibly.
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
should stream it.
All right, thank you so much for joining, and thank you everyone for joining us in the chat and watching this on YouTube and Twitch and wherever else you're watching this. We look forward to tomorrow, and by the time you guys are watching this on the VOD or whatever, we're probably already in the game enjoying this great update. So thanks everyone for coming, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.